Hi, I'm Jodie and welcome to Yoga for Everybody today. So take time to lie down on your back and get nice and comfortable. Feel free to take the cushions and place them under your knees if that's more comfortable for you. Take time to make sure your hips are comfortable on the ground. Make sure that you place lots of space between your ears and your shoulder blades. You can place your hands on your bellies, or if you prefer, place your hands down on the ground and turn your palms up towards the sky. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and relax as you exhale. Again, take a deep breath in, exhale with a sigh, and a third and final time. Take a deep breath in, and completely and totally relax as you exhale. And as you relax your body, your mind, your soul, take time to make an intention for this class and notice what's happening with yourself this morning. Notice how you're feeling. Notice all the qualities of your breath. And then start making a type of checklist about all the different parts of your bodies where you're feeling relaxed and open, flexible. And also take note of all those places where you're feeling any types of tension and stress. So we're going to place our intention onto those places that do have some type of tension so that the muscles can let go even deeper. And notice how your body is starting to really melt down with each and every exhalation. Maybe your breath has already started slowing down. And then let it slow down even further. And feel how your breath is coming in through your nose and it goes down into your lungs. And as you exhale, how the breath comes out of the lungs through the nose. And we always feel a little pause at the top of the inhalation and at the bottom of the exhalation. But otherwise, make sure that your breath is staying very fluid. Deepen your breath as much as you possibly can so that you feel that your torso is making expansion in the 3 dimensions every time you inhale. And then start to contract your throat to make the Ujjayi breath. So you're going to start hearing the sound of waves as you breathe. And ideally, you want to imagine that if somebody's beside you, they can hear you breathing. Excellent. At the same time, we're going to start adding in the breath retention. So we're going to take a nice deep inhalation, but take it to a comfortable level And then when you feel like it's necessary, exhale very slowly. So again, we want to hold on to the breath at the end of the exhalation as well. And then whenever you need to, take a deep breath in. So at the end of each exhalation, and also at the end of each inhalation, we're going to hold the breath for whatever time feels appropriate. At the same time, we want to concentrate on the energetic feeling that we have while we hold the breath. So as we hold the breath is going to make the energy get deeper and deeper, and you'll feel it as you hold the breath. So as you exhale, you're going to feel that all the energy collects around the tailbone, and you'll feel very grounded and heavy, very much in safety. And then when you inhale, all the energy comes upwards, and you hold the breath, you're going to feel all the energy concentrate around the third eye. It's normal even if you see colors floating around between your eyebrows, maybe you feel some itching. So just remember, it's equally as important to bring the energy back down and let it collect around the tailbone. And you can really think about that link that we have with the earth. So after your next exhalation, you can start taking deep breaths in and out and let that breath retention just fade away into the background. Then inhale to raise your hands up in front of your heart and rub the hands together to create lots of heat and energy between the palms. Then place your hands over your eyes when your hands are nice and warm and you feel that energy growing. Let it warm up and feel all that energy coming in towards your head. As we exhale, let the hands come back down by your sides with the palms facing up towards the sky. Place your cushions to the side and bend your knees, placing your feet on the ground. Excellent. Now as you inhale, lift your knees up and start drawing the infinity sign in this air with your knees. Start with small movements, noticing how your low back feels this morning. And then you can play a little bit with the angles and the size of the movement depending on how you're feeling. Imagine that all of the energy that's resting at the base of the spine starts spiraling upwards as you're making this movement. Make sure you change directions as well. Sometimes when we're making this movement, you'll hear little clicks and movements as your spine and your low back aligns. Good. Come back to the center and either hold on to the back of the knees or hold on to the sides of the feet with your hands, whatever feels more comfortable for you. It's the happy baby pose. And from here, let your arms either become nice and heavy, or if you're feeling more flexible this morning, feel free to pull down on the feet to open the knees further down around the sides. Take 3 deep breaths in and out. Excellent. Now cross your ankles and then take your feet back with your hands and slowly start rocking on your spine. It should feel like a little massage on your spine. And with the momentum, you'll be able to come up to a seated position. Now, if you're comfortable with your legs crossed, this is great. If not, feel free to extend your feet forward and then make sure you take your thighs and roll them outwards. Place your hands on your knees, lift your heart up slightly, and then align the top of your head with your tailbone. Relax your shoulders, and as you exhale, let the chin come down towards the chest. So don't feel like it's necessary to push or pull. It's the weight of the head that's going to start pulling the head slowly down with the gravity. Take in deep breaths and see if you can focus the breath in between the collarbones. Also, make sure you notice where you're feeling the stretch. Is it in your neck, between your shoulder blades, or maybe you feel it right down to your tailbone? Excellent. As you exhale, now keep rolling your head further and further towards the front. And if it's comfortable, walk your hands forward, and we're going to find our natural stop here. Excellent. So again, you don't need to push or pull. Just let your body fold forward to wherever it's comfortable, because we never want to feel any type of pain while we're practicing yoga, because our brain will react. And if you do feel pain, the brain will tell the body to not move any further forward. Excellent. Now start walking your hands in towards your knees to come back up to a seated position, and then bring the hands back behind the body. If your wrists are sore, feel free to make fists with your hands. Sometimes while we're here, we contract our legs. So if you feel that you're lifting your knees up, let them relax. Then press your shoulder blades together and either look up towards the sky. And if your head is comfortable still, let your head fall totally backwards. Very good. Also, to make sure that you're stretching out your neck very well, try to give yourself a type of underbite by extending your chin forward. Excellent. Lift your head up, and then walk your hands back by your sides. Inhale to lift up your right hand. Lift up enough that you feel lift in your rib cage, and then slide your left hand out about 30 centimeters away from the hips. Let the elbow just slightly bend and lean towards the left. Make sure that you keep your right hip glued to the ground. Turn your right side slightly backwards. And if you like, you can even stretch that right arm out towards the left. Keep taking deep breaths in and out. Excellent. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, place the right hand between the two shoulder blades. Lift up the left hand, and then as you exhale, pull that elbow backwards slightly. Now try to slide your shoulder blades back down towards the hips. So it's really common that we lift the shoulder blades up. If you're feeling very flexible, feel free to lift the other hand behind your back and hold both hands together. It's just an option. So remember, the most important thing in yoga is always the breath. So keep breathing very deeply. Excellent. Exhale, lower the arms down and make a few deep circles with the arms. Make sure that you're using the breath to guide the movement. And then change directions. Excellent. As you exhale, lower the hands down. Place them back down by your hips, and then we're going to work with the left side. So inhale, lift the arm up towards the sky. Slide the right hand slightly out from the hip. And as you exhale, lean down in the crescent moon. So this time we want to keep the left hip pinned down to the floor. Lift the heart up and roll the left side slightly backwards. So sometimes we feel like it's necessary to have the same angle on both sides, but don't worry about that. It's the same feeling we're looking for. It's very common that you have different angles on both sides. Remember, you also have that option of stretching the left arm out towards the right. Now as you inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring the hand down. Now bring the left hand to the right knee, and then bring the other arm behind the back. Relax the shoulders, lower your chin down towards your chest, and as you exhale, start turning from the level of the button to look over the right shoulder. So every time we inhale, we want to feel that the spine is getting longer and longer. And then as we exhale, we can turn slightly more. Excellent. As you exhale, come back, bring the right hand to the left knee and the left hand behind the tailbone. Roll the shoulders back and down, lift the heart, let this chin come down. And as you exhale, start turning towards the left side. Excellent. So as you inhale, imagine yourself like a turtle that's stretching its snout out of its shell. And as you exhale, start turning a little bit more towards the left with those spaces that you create. Excellent. As you exhale, come back to center. And then extend your legs forward. So some people, you'll find it easier if you're sitting on a block or a cushion. It's really your comfort that should make your decision. You can also use a strap as that's more comfortable for you. And then take your thighs and roll them towards the outside. So we want to feel the strength in our legs by pressing them down to the floor and flexing our feet. If you like, place your strap around the ball of the feet so that we can keep our back straight. So now as we exhale, you want to think about coming forward from the hips. So if it helps you, you can also pull slightly forward with the straps. So now as you inhale, make sure that your spine is nice and long, and every exhalation, we're going to see if we can go forward a little bit more. So your object here is to really just to feel a stretch in the hamstrings, maybe in the low back as well. Your objective is not to bring your nose down to the floor. Of course, if you're flexible, that might happen. But our goal here is to liberate our body from any type of tension. So again, inhale, stretch the spine, make sure it's straight. Exhale, see if you can fold a little bit more forward. The hamstrings are very thick, so it takes quite a while to stretch them out. Excellent. As you inhale, come back up. And then we're going to work with our right leg. So bend your left knee and place the left foot to the inner thigh. Make sure that your right leg is still engaged. So the foot's flexed. We press the leg down. You can put the strap around the ball of the foot and then turn your heart just slightly towards your toes. And as you exhale, come down slowly over that right leg. So it's the same idea here. As we inhale, we're making sure that the spine lengthens and that we have a nice straight line between the crown of the head and the tailbone. And every time we exhale, if it's possible, come down a little bit more. Excellent. As you inhale, come up nice and slowly. Bring the left leg over the right. Then put your right hand on the left knee and the left hand behind the tailbone. Bring the shoulders back and down, lift the heart, and as you exhale, turn slowly towards the left side. So again, all the twists start here at the level of the belly button, and take time to make those little mini adjustments. So when you're inhaling, you pull up with the crown of the head. Exhale, see if you can turn another millimeter or two towards the left. Excellent. With the next exhalation, slowly come back to center. Extend the leg forward. And since we moved a little bit, we're going to make sure that we twist the thigh out to the side. And this time we're going to bend the right knee and place the right foot on the inner thigh of the left leg. Make sure that you feel your left leg nice and strong, so you press it down towards the ground and flex the foot. Then you turn your heart towards the left side to point towards your toes, straighten your back, and as you exhale, slowly come down over the left leg. If you feel more comfortable, feel free to use the strap around the ball of the foot. And really don't worry if you can't touch the leg, because the idea here is just to let go of tension. So as long as you feel the stretch, it's all good. So again, inhale, straighten the spine. Exhale, lean forward. Very good. Inhale to come back up. Now take that right leg and cross it over the left leg. Keep your left hand on your right knee and then twist your right arm behind your back. Good. Exhale, you can start twisting towards the right. Again, inhale. You want to feel the length of the spine. Exhale to twist a little bit more. Excellent. Exhale to come back to center. So this time we're going to spread out our legs in a V position. And the V will look different for every single person. So for flexible people, your legs will be wide open, but there's no problem. You have to be able to relax the inside of your thigh, so feel free to close your legs to whatever position you need to be comfortable. So to start, just turning your toes towards center is important. And then our first objective is just to lift the tailbone in the back. For some people, you'll really start feeling the stretch on the inner of the thigh. So if that's enough of a stretch, just stay there and try to keep lifting the tailbone up off the floor. If you're comfortable, take a step forward with your two hands. So now as we inhale, we want to make sure that our posture is still aligned. We make sure that our back is straight, our toes are pointing towards the center. You want to relax the the thighs and the knees as well. Keep your tailbone up off the ground. And again, if it feels comfortable for you, take another step forward with the hands. But to make sure you never feel any pain. So just go forward until it feels like a natural stop. So notice that when you take a few deep breaths, every once in a while there'll be another relaxation on the inside of the thigh, and you'll be able to take another step forward. Excellent. So slowly you can start walking your hands back towards your hips. Bend your knees, bring your feet together, and for the butterfly pose, start bouncing your knees up and down so that your hips become more comfortable again. Excellent. So now we're going to come up onto the tabletop position. So you want to make sure that you're aligned. So make sure that your wrists are under your shoulders and that you turn the forearms towards center. Your index fingers should be parallels, and then the rest of your fingers will stretch out. Your knees should be under your hips, and then just take a moment to move your weight around until you find the center. So you will feel the weight on the four corners of your hands. So we're going to start with our cat and puppy pose, exhaling to roll the back up towards the sky. And then inhale, let the belly drop down towards the earth. So again, exhale, roll the back up, let the head and the tailbone drop down. And then exhale, let the belly drop down and turn the tailbone and the crown of the head up. So you're going to use your breath to guide the movement and continue on to make a few more stretches. And each repetition, notice if the angle of your back changes. Excellent. Come back to your center, and as you exhale, stretch back in the child's pose, and you can even press your hands firmly to the mat, and then roll your toes under your feet. Très bien. And just straighten your knees. We're going to lift up into down dog. So you usually don't have to move the hands and the feet from the happy baby pose, and then just start walking the feet one at a time to relax the ankles. Excellent. Now let the heels sink down towards the floor, and then inhale, lift the right leg up behind, bend the knee, and then exhale, and then slide the knee forward between the two hands. So here, oftentimes we'll sit down on the right hip. So you really want to come back to center, and then let the left foot just relax down on the ground. So take a moment to find your center. You'll feel that the weight becomes even on the two legs. And then you can come down onto your forearms. Excellent. So make sure that you feel a stretch in the right hip. If you feel like it's too much, lower the foot much lower so it's under the left thigh. If you don't feel much of a stretch, slide the foot forward. Make sure that you never go past a 90-degree angle with your knee. So you even have another option if you like to get more comfortable by bringing your forehead down to the mat and really letting your body sink into the position. So this is a very deep stretch for the hip. So sometimes we naturally contract those hip muscles, and you really need to talk to yourself to let yourself relax the hip, the leg, and really take a couple of minutes here to let the hip really stretch out. Excellent. When you're ready, bring your hands back to the mat, and then walk your hands back towards the knee. Make sure your hands are placed properly down on the mat with the index out parallel. And then we're going to lower the left toes down and step back for down dog. You can walk out the dog to make sure that you're feeling nice and comfortable. Excellent. Let your heels sink down towards the mat, and then we're going to lift up the left leg. Bend the knee, and as you exhale, then make sure that you adjust yourself so that you have an equal weight between the two legs. And then really make sure that you adjust your left foot to have whatever type of intensity that you can handle during the posture. Lower your forearms down. And again, make sure that you're still feeling even in the posture. And whenever you feel that you're in that perfect, comfortable position, let your forehead come down to the mat and really let yourself relax. And consciously tell yourself to relax your left hip. And notice how you're going to start sinking down towards your mat with the gravity. Listen in and make sure you're still using your Ujjayi breath. Excellent. So you can hear the sounds of the waves. Good. Now walk your hands in towards your knees to come back up in the posture. Make sure that your hands are properly placed on the mat. Tuck your right toes under and then step back for down dog. So again, walk the heels out nice and slowly. Excellent. So again, let the heels sink down, let the head relax, turn the tailbone up, and then walk the feet towards the hands to come into a standing forward fold. Good. Take a moment to look at your feet and make sure that your feet are about hip distance apart. Lift the toes up and spread them out on the mat. Don't worry if you can't touch your mat. You can lift up a little bit. It's more important to have your legs straight than to touch the floor. Cross your arms so that your hands are hooked in your elbows. Very good. Take in deep breaths. Excellent. Now relax your arms down. You can soften your knees and inhale, lift your arms up and over your head. And exhale, let your hands come down between your hands, between your heart and prayer. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, come up halfway, letting your hands rest on your shins and stretch out between the crown of the head and the tailbone. Very good. Exhale, lean forward. Relax your knees. Inhale, bring your hands up and over your head. And then exhale, let your hands come down in front of your heart in prayer. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. And then exhale, lean forward. Bring your hands down to the mat. If you need to, bend your knees. Take a step back with the right foot. And then also with the left in plank position. So you should have more or less a straight line. And then as you exhale, come down nice and slowly, keeping the elbows bent beside your ribs. Relax your feet on the mat. Leave your hands where they are. Roll the shoulders back and down. Press your belly button in. And then lift up into Cobra, just wherever you feel comfortable. Taking a few deep breaths. Very good. As you exhale, now look over your right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, look over the left shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. And as you exhale, bring the head down to the mat. Exhale, stretch your hips back to your heels in the happy baby, in the child's position. Take a moment to press your hands into the mat, stretch the back out. Now tuck both toes under. And then lift up for down dog by straightening your knees. Excellent. Now inhale, lift the right leg up, bend the knee, and take a deep step forward. So we want to keep a 90-degree angle with the knee, and then stretch the left heel backwards. As you inhale, lift up for warrior. Straighten your elbows, stretch your fingers, and keep stretching that left heel backwards. Good. Exhale, open up for warrior two. We're going to sink down into our hips and look towards the right hand. Take a few more deep breaths in and out. You should feel your arms nice and strong. Excellent. As you exhale, roll the arms forward and come back onto your left toes. Inhale. And as you exhale, step back for down dog. Excellent. Turn your tailbone up. And we're going to go and for the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Bend the knee, and as you exhale, take a step forward into lunge. Again, you'll have a 90-degree angle with the knee, and stretch your right heel backwards, so to make sure that your leg is nice and strong. Inhale, lift up for warrior pose, roll the shoulders back and down. Keep pressing that right heel back. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to open up for warrior two. Looking over the left hand. Strengthen your arms. Press the shoulder blades together. You'll feel the legs nice and strong. Now as you exhale, roll the arms forward, come back to the right toes, and then step forward for a forward fold. So as you exhale, let your body fold forward. Let your neck relax. Make sure your feet are about hip distance apart. Turn your tailbone up towards the sky. Excellent. And as you inhale, raise your arms up and over your head. Exhale to prayer. Very good. So now we're going to take a deep step to come into a wide-legged stance. So now lift your arms up and try to place your ankles under your wrists, if you can, and then turn your toes inwards. And then exhale, we're going to lean forward. You can lower your head down as well. And turn the tailbone up. So see if you can lift up the arches of your feet to activate your feet. Excellent. So now bring your hands to your waist. And inhale, come up to a standing posture. Now turn your right foot to the side. Lift the arms up parallel, and we're going to prepare for triangle posture. So as you exhale, pivot down to let your right hand just lean against the leg ever so slightly. Look up towards your left hand and really think about creating lots of space between the two hands, so you're stretching out from the heart. Take a few deep breaths here. And then as you exhale, bend your right knee And you can put your forearm onto your knee, or if you prefer, exhale and bring your right hand down in front of the foot. And then stretch the left arm up and over the ear in the side angle pose. So you can sink down nice and deeply into the hips here. And then exhale, bring the left hand down. We're gonna walk it to center, turn the right toes in, and then exhale, let your head come down to center. And then you can interlace your hands behind your back. Straighten the elbows. Make sure that you have your balance, and then exhale, let the hands sink down towards your head. Excellent. Bring your hands to your waist, and then inhale, come up to center. So now the other side. Turn your left foot to the side. Inhale, bring your hands up parallel. Exhale, and then you're going to slide down, keeping the arms parallel, letting that left hand just sit in front of the shin. And then imagine stretching both arms out from the heart. So keep your legs straight for the moment. Excellent. As you exhale, bend your left knee and either place your elbow on the knee, or you can bring the hand in front of the foot and then stretch that right arm out to the side and see if you can sink down a little bit more into your hips. And keep breathing. Excellent. Now as you exhale, bring the right hand down and then walk the hands in towards center and turn your toes inwards. And again, exhale, let the head come down towards the floor and then interlace your hands behind the back. And as we do this time, we're gonna let the hands, the arms do some circles behind the back. And take time to change directions. Massage all those tensions out from the shoulders. Excellent. Now you can bring your hands down to the floor, and we're going to turn the heels inwards. And then as we exhale, we're going to squat down. So your heels might touch the floor or not, that's not a problem at all. And then place the elbows to the inside of the knees with your hands in prayer position. Inhale, and then as you exhale, you want to press your knees in towards your elbows. Make sure that you feel your spine nice and long. Excellent. And as you exhale, you can come down to sitting. So from here, we want to keep our knees and our feet open about hip distance. Interlace your fingers, but stretch your index fingers forward, and then press your belly button in, and as you exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. Excellent. Once you're down to the ground, walk your feet in towards your hips, and we're getting ready for bridge posture next. So bend your elbows and walk them in nice and tight by your sides. Lift your hands and let your palms face one another, and stretch your fingers out. And as you exhale, press your feet to the ground and lift your hips up. Now, walk your elbows in a little bit more. And then bring your hands down to the floor. If you're able to, see if you can hold on to your ankles or your heels. Keep pressing your feet to the floor to lift the hips up. And then as you exhale, let your hips come totally down to the right side. So we're going to press the hips forward. And then you can turn your head slightly towards the left. Take a few deep breaths here and keep stretching, especially the left side forward. Excellent. Strengthen your abdominal muscles and then slowly come back up to center. And then as you exhale, roll towards your left side. So you'll probably be sitting down on that left arm. Take time to take a few deep breaths in and out. Excellent. So you can stay like this, or you can move a little bit quicker. It's up to you. So inhale, we're going to come back to center. Exhale, we're going to lean down towards the right side. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left side. And then use your breath to guide the movement. So again, if you feel this is too quickly for you, feel free to go at your own pace. But if you're moving at a rhythm with your breath, notice if it feels like you're drawing an arch in the sky with the hips. Excellent. Press the hips back up to center. And this time, interlace your fingers under your back. And then keep pressing your feet to the ground. And this time, we're going to draw a circle in the air with the hips. So you're inhaling up and around, exhaling down and around. And change directions. So lift the hips up, relax your hands, open up the shoulder blades, and as you exhale, come down one vertebrae at a time. Bring the knees in towards your belly, and pull the knees in just a little bit to make sure that your low back is nice and comfortable. You can even rock side to side if you like. Good. Stretch your arms out on the floor. Keep your knees bent, and we're going into a moving twist. So as you exhale, let the knees come down to the right side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, let them come down to the left side. So keep rocking side to side with the breath guiding you. And just notice how comfortable you feel with the angles and come down to wherever it feels appropriate for you. Excellent. Bring your knees back to center. And then exhale, let the feet come back down to center. So at the same time, we're now going to bring the hand behind the back, just under the tailbone if you're having lots of tension in your shoulder. If your shoulder feels more open, you can start lifting the hand up just to see where it's comfortable under the spine. And then let yourself go back onto the hand. So make sure that you're not feeling any type of pain here, because we're going to hold it for a moment to make sure that we stretch out all of the tendons and the ligaments in the joint. But you want to make sure that you don't overstretch here. So if you're feeling any type of discomfort, let the hand slide down a little bit lower on the spine. And then concentrate to really relax that shoulder down towards the earth. Because you don't need those tensions anymore. And then take time to really concentrate in on your breath. To take deep, deep breaths. Should stay nice and slow and fluid as well. As well, make sure you keep telling yourself to relax the shoulder so that we're not contracting it unconsciously. Excellent. Now roll slightly over towards the left side so that you can remove your hand from behind your back, and then take the time to circle out that shoulder. Change directions as well. Very good. Let the right arm come down to the ground, and we're going to do the same thing with the left hand. So bring the left hand behind the back. Don't worry if it's not in the same place as the right hand. You just want to lift the arm up to wherever along the spine it feels comfortable. And then, once you're in position, close your eyes and let the breath and the gravity do all the work for you. So make sure you're able to relax your shoulder and take in a few more deep, deep breaths. Imagine your shoulders nice and flexible and healthy. Excellent. So now as you exhale, roll over towards the right side so you can take your left arm out from behind your back and make a few circles with the left arm. Take times to change directions as well. Excellent. Let the left arm come down, come back to your center. Make sure that your shoulders are comfortable and your hips as well. So lift your feet slightly up off the floor, and we're going to draw the infinity sign with our knees in the sky. So take the time to play with the angles and the size of the movement. And notice if you feel any difference to how it was in the beginning of the class. Change directions. Excellent. Come back to the center. Press your belly button in and lift the legs up towards the sky. Flex the feet. Make sure you feel your abdominals nice and strong. And as you exhale, you can either lower one leg down at a time or the two at the same time. Excellent. So now it's our favorite position, Savasana. So get yourself nice and comfortable. You can, for example, place the cushion down under your knees. Make sure your legs are comfortable, that your hips are nice and comfortable, and even your shoulders. Then you can close your eyes. And now there's absolutely nothing else that you have to do except let your body absorb everything that you've been doing over the last hour. And then your body can integrate all that beneficial power of the postures and let your body really recuperate. So again, let go of all of that muscular work and let your body just relax more and more and let it melt down towards the floor. Relax your feet, your legs, relax your back, relax your belly, and notice how your back is getting heavier and heavier as you exhale. Relax your arms, your hands. Let your jaw open up slightly. Relax your face. And from your head right down to the tips of your toes, let yourself relax further and further. And as you relax, try to remember how you were feeling in the beginning of the class so that you can take note of all the changes that have happened since the beginning of the class. And ask yourself what exactly has changed. And really let yourself sink back into the luxury of relaxation. And now, just ever so slowly, let yourself come back into your body by moving your fingers and your toes. Slide your arms up and over your head and take a deep, deep, deep stretch all the way from your hands right down to your feet, down one side and then the other. And whenever you're ready, you can bend your knees and turn over onto your right side. So keep your eyes closed and press your left hand down to the floor to help you come to a seated position. And take whatever position feels best for you as you sit down. Relax your shoulders. Lift your hands up in front of your heart to chant Om. Inhale. Thank you so much. Namaste.